Standing up nice and tall. Come to the front of your mat. Big deep breath. And exhale. Again, inhale deep. And exhale. Let's take our feet hip width apart if they aren't already. Big deep breath. And exhale. Right arm only, sweep it up. Try to get nice and long. And come back and switch, other side. And come back. Again, feels so good. Really try to find as much length as you can so you're really trying to reach up, even more so than over, right? Getting a nice stretch all the way through the side body. One more time. Take your gaze, maybe you look up at your hand. And other side. Okay, let's make a fist, thumbs up. Let's press those elbows back. We're just gonna fold halfway down. Maybe not even halfway to start. Maybe you just go a little bit. Kind of ease into it. But here's where I really want you to be mindful to hollow out your stomach. And try to do that the rest of the class, right? When we're training, we want to hold our stomach the way we want it to look when we're not training. Really press those elbows nice and high behind you so you feel your upper back having to do a little work here. We always keep little bends in our knees, but I'm getting a nice little pull behind the legs, a little awakening of those muscles. Okay, hold it down and just pulse the arms up. Press. It's not a big movement, but try to stay nice and broad through the shoulders while you do this. Definitely some work for that back. Okay, come up. Let's bring the arms out to the side. Elbows and shoulders at the same height. Spread your hands nice and wide. Broaden through the shoulders. Let's bring the hands down and back up. Down and up. Nice. You want to move nice and slow. And if it hurts you to go further than halfway down, then stop at that point. You don't need to go all the way. But if it doesn't hurt you, maybe you could go below the shoulder with the hands. We spend so much time over technology, whether it's your phone, your computer, your iPad, that it's really good to stay nice and broad through the shoulders and get good blood flow to them. Okay, now just reach the arms up. Let's not have them so close. Let's keep them nice and wide. Take your gaze, look up. So the arms are really reaching, trying to touch the ceiling. And now you're going to bring them down by your side. You're going to fold halfway down and lift them up in the back without rounding forward with the shoulders. Now come back up. Sweep them up. Keep them nice and wide. Let's run through that again. When you begin the forward fold here, pull in the belly and push your weight into the back of the body. So into the heels, feel the butt starting to work. And one more time. Now we're going to hold it down here and do that little pulse with the hands. Really retract the shoulders, stay broad. Okay, now pull the hands forward so they're out to the side, wrist and shoulders line up. Now let the hands come together. So everything relaxes in the upper back, and then we reactivate and lift. You'll notice how slow I'm moving, creating as much resistance as I can. Couple more. Really try to touch opposite sides of your room here. So those arms are really working. Okay, hold them up. Give me that little pulse up and down. Belly button's in, doing its job. Those abs, work them. Okay, hands come down, hands to heart, pull your elbows back, meet me in a little squat. Now sweep the arms up and come back to your little squat. Sweep up and down and up. Trying to lengthen through the spine. Grow upwards. 4 more. Make each one special. Really challenge it. Maybe you pause here for a second and really reach. Take your gaze, look up at the hands, reaching up to touch the ceiling. Here's our last one. We're going to hold the arms up this time. Broaden the shoulders. And now let's do a nice slow swan dive all the way down into a full forward fold here. Relax and breathe. Drift the body forward and back. Retract your shoulders. And just let your head sort of be where it wants to be. You got bends in the knees. Trying to stretch through the belly of that hamstring muscle. Nice. Okay, bend your knees, palms down, step back. You're in a high plank. Breaks in the elbows. Meet me in your first down dog. Heels push towards the earth. Elevate onto the toes. Drift those shoulders over the wrists. Tummy pulls in. Hips up as high as you can. As you pull back, drive your heels down. Elevate. Hips are high. Drift the shoulders over the wrists. Again. Press back, heels down. 2 more times here. Really moving slowly through this plane of motion. Okay, let's stay in the down dog and just pedal out our feet so we stretch. Oh, there's Lily doing a down dog. Press your heels to the earth. Stretch it out, Lily. Okay, let's hold the left heel down. Just hang out and breathe. Switch to the right. Hang out and breathe. Switch back. Again. Last time on each foot. Come back to your plank. You can put your knees down. First time doing a halfway hover, if that's more comfortable for you, or just come down halfway and sweep right to up dog. Nice. Keep the knees down. We're just kind of getting used to this first position today. Little pull through the tummy if you've been working those abs. Okay, let's bring the hips up back towards the heels. We're going to get a nice stretch through our lats. You're not sitting on your heels. In fact, we're going to walk the hands a little further out till you feel a nice pull through your lats on each side. And if it's more comfortable, you can widen your hands to the corners of your mat. That might feel better for your shoulders. Okay, bring the hands back, walk them in a little bit, bring the hips forward, let them come down where they want to. Hang out here and breathe. Maybe now you want to elevate the knees off the floor. Okay, let's lift the hips, suck in the belly, hold your high plank. Let's do a slow half hover right to your up dog. Elevate the knees if you feel like it. Not a big deal if you don't. Elevate the hips. Belly pulls in. One more time. Halfway hover. Right to up dog. Elevate your hips. And right back to your down dog. Feels good. Just breathe a few more times. Bend your knees, walk your feet to the front of your mat. A nice slow reverse swan dive up to standing, and sweep your arms all the way up and back by your side. Nice job. Right foot's going to sweep back, arms up. Hold it and breathe. Maybe you take your gaze up. Let's get nice and high on the back foot, on the toes. Hands to heart, step in. Switch sides. Just breathe. Whoops. Getting a nice opening through that hip flexor. Should feel good. Okay, step it in. Switch again. You don't have to step that back foot super far. Just go where it feels comfortable and you feel steady or sturdy. Bring it in and switch. Try to keep that transition as smooth as you can. Bring it in and switch. And in and switch. And last time, in and switch. Step it in, slow swan dive all the way down. Relax the head. Shoulders pull back. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale down, palms down, step back to your high plank. Let's do a half hover right to your up dog. Now we're going to lift the hips up. Feet are flat. Open up the knees a little bit, and let's take it to a child's pose. Nice stretch for the lower back. I like doing this in the beginning of the class. Sometimes we're a little stiff when we first wake up. So give me 5 big, huge breaths while you hang out here. Okay, back up onto all fours. Walk your hands forward, bring your knees hip width apart, and let the hips come back down. We're going to press it back, hips to your heels, and bring it forward. Just adding a little bit of movement, getting some more blood flow to the arms. Forward and back at your pace. Keep your abdominals pulling up and in towards the spine. You know, if it doesn't feel good to lower your hips too much, don't do it. Remember, this is your workout. You make the modifications you feel are necessary for you to be here on your mat in a comfortable, safe place. 2 more times. Okay, elevate those knees. You're in your high plank. Little breaks in the elbows. Now we're going to elevate the hips a little bit. You're going to sweep that left foot forward. Stay down here with your hands on the floor in what we call a runner's lunge. Now slowly, we're just going to elevate the hips a little bit and extend the arms forward. So you're hinging through this left hip, but you're not sinking into this hip. You're not like way down here sinking in. You've elevated a little bit and you're activating muscle as opposed to collapsing in a joint. Now take those arms, sweep them back, rotate your thumbs out to the sides, or yeah, to the sides. I had to check. Still leaning forward. Getting lots of load into my left quad and hammy. Now take the arms, bring them back forward, adding a little intensity here once again. Just a few breaths. Okay, slowly those hands are going to come up and you're going to end up with your shoulders right over your hips. Should feel great. Now that front leg It's getting a little bit of a break. High on the toes on the back foot. Just making sure you're not sleeping. Okay, hands come down, nice and slow. Frame your front foot. Right back to your low runner's lunge. Elevate the hips a little bit, extend the arms forward. Hang out here and breathe. Nice job. Make sure you're leaning forward, right? Those shoulders are no way over those hips. They're way out in front. Arms go back, spiral your thumbs out to the side, spread your fingers nice and wide. Make your arms work here. Slow-mo, come back up, shoulders over hips, sweep your arms sky. Oh, awesome. I think we can do this one more time. Back down, hands frame the foot, runner's lunge. Hips come up a little bit, arms extend forward, give me a nice lean in. Broaden the shoulders, straighten the arms. Take them back, thumbs out to the side. You're still leaning in. Maybe a little awakening now in the back of that butt. Hang on to that feeling. So awesome. This is us getting stronger, ladies. That feeling you're feeling right now. Feel it some more. 3, 2. Oh my goodness, sweep those arms up. How awesome is that? Okay, slow-mo, come back to your runner's lunge. Step your foot back, high plank. Oh, shake out that leg. Whew. Little halfway hover to your up dog. Nice. Chill out here and breathe. Breaks in the elbows, but pressing away from the earth. Still trying to pull in the belly. Press those hips all the way back by your feet, slowly. Inch those hands out a little bit. Open them a bit to the corners of your mat. My gift to you. Okay, walk the fingers back where they were. Hips come up. Let them come forward. Hang out here for a few breaths. Okay, elevate the knees. Back to your down dog slowly. Hips coming up nice and high. We're going to bring our feet in a little bit here to make our down dog a little smaller. Stay high on the toes. Now I'm going to have you just elevate, if you can. You don't have to, but if you feel comfortable, elevate that left wrist. So you're just with fingertips of the left hand touching the floor. So you're loading up that right shoulder, doing a little bit more work, and put that hand back down. Feel the difference. Fingertips on the right. And back down. Step those feet back to your normal down dog, and let's just pedal out the feet. Make sure you've got those arms in sight. And bring it back to your high plank. Hips up a little bit. Step that right foot up between both your hands to your runner's lunge. Hips are going to come up. Lift the torso. Lean in. Broaden through the shoulders. Nice job. So here I'm going to ask you to lean in maybe a little bit more if you can. Now sweep the arms back. Sweep them up, shoulders over the hips. Take your gaze, look up if you can. Nice. Back down nice and slowly to the runner's lunge. Elevate the arms, hips come up a little bit. When I say a little bit, you know, it's maybe 3 or 4 inches. Arms come up this time. Hold. Woodpecker here. Adding intensity, not here as long. Sweep the arms back. Shoulders over hips, little reprieve. Great job. Come back to your runner's lunge. Extend the arms out, lean in. Broaden through your shoulders. Try to pull them apart as best you can. Sweep the arms back, spiral the thumbs out. Bring the shoulders up over the hips, sweep your arms sky. This is my favorite part. Whew. Slow-mo back down with those arms. Runner's lunge. Extend out, lean in, lift up. Okay, we're making magic here. This is where magic happens to that booty. Sweep the arms back, hold the pose. We love making magic happen. Whew. Yes, you can. Don't collapse into this hip joint. Maybe you elevate another inch. Chest is nice and proud. Arms are strong. Okay, shoulders over hips. Oh, how awesome is that? Sweep the arms up. Take it down, runner's lunge, step it back, high plank. Whew, shake out that right leg. Definitely got that awake. Now we're going to come down onto the forearms. I'm going to move it back a little bit here. So elbows under shoulders, low plank, belly pulls in. Try not to drop your face. Tuck in that pelvis so you really feel the abs working here. Okay, knees down, open them up. Walk the forearms back, feet are flat. Child's pose. Fabulous. Come on back up. Little extended plank for you. Get into your high plank. Engage your stomach. Now baby steps with the hands forward. You might need to be all the way to the back of your mat. Keep taking baby steps. You're keeping the shoulders broad and we're targeting the lats here. So just hold. Wrists way in front of the shoulders if you can do it. If not, you're still getting the benefit of a high plank. Just targeting a different muscle. Try to keep active through those lats. So you're pulling the shoulders back, but you're keeping them broad. Now let's take our hands to the corners of our mat. Same pose. Hold it and breathe. Your neck is long. You're not dropping the face. Lots of upper body engagement here. Targeting muscles in a different way is always a great idea. Like, oh, I haven't been in this pose before. So there's always the option to put your knees down if you need a little reprieve. You know that. I'm going to hang on to this for 5 more breaths. Okay, knees come to the floor. Walk your hands back. You're going right back into your child's pose. How awesome is that? Just let the arms relax. So bend through the elbows. Just let the arms hang out where they want to. Okay, come on up. One more plank done differently. I'm going to turn sideways. I'd like you to do the same if you can, if you have room. If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to get into my high plank with my hands slightly wider than I normally would. This is my starting point. Got my abdominals pulling in, got my legs straight, taking my gaze off the mat so I'm not dropping the head. Lots of muscle recruitment here. So to amp this up, if you're willing to try, we take the left hand, move it out to the left, and we take the right hand and we move it out to the right. Definitely feeling a lot more chest involved here. Hold it and breathe. Who doesn't want to work their chest, especially when you don't have to do a push-up? Okay, if you can, a little wider. I don't know. You have to go where you are comfortable. Now remember, we're not locking out through our elbows. Pressing away from the earth, staying nice and strong. 5 more breaths here if you can. You can always drop your knees. When we come out of this, we are going to put our knees down. 3 more breaths. I think I'm a long breather. Just kidding. Knees down. Face forward. Shake out the arms, your wrists. Definitely more load on those wrists. In fact, why don't we stretch them while we're here? Pull the fingers towards the shoulder. The arm is straight here. And now take the fingers and pull them down towards you. Getting through a nice forearm stretch. Do the same on the other side. Pull the fingers in and then press them down and pull them in. Great job. Let's just circle them. Go both ways. Switch it up. Switching up's always good. Just not your man. Don't switch up your man. Or maybe some do. I don't know. Lily's looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay. Meet me back in your high plank. We're going right to a down dog. We are coming off our wrists. Take it to your down dog. Step your left foot forward. Turn your right foot on an angle. Sweep your arms sky. Great job. Bending into that front knee. Getting a nice opening a little more to the inside part of that quad. Turn to face the side with your arms strong and straight. Now we're going to bring this left arm forward. Line it up with your left shoulder. Sweep your right arm right up towards the ceiling. Now, you can also spread your feet a little further apart if that's comfortable for you. Try to be mindful that this left knee is not pulling in. You want to keep it in line with that heel. Maybe you can lower that shoulder a little bit. Just adding a little intensity, amping things up a little. Now the hand can come either resting on your thigh if you need a little break, or just press it against the side of that leg. But it's not moving, it's just an isometric engagement. I'm here for another 5 breaths. Just try to relax, breathe, feel your body building strength. Okay, I'm going to take this right hand to my back leg and I'm going to sweep my left arm up towards the ceiling. Keep that bend in your front knee if you can. Take your gaze, look up. Now I'm going to take this left hand to the outside of that front leg this time. I'm going to create that same isometric press. Sweep the right arm back up. Maybe you take it over the ear a little bit, but try to keep the shoulders broad. Push this hand into that leg. Don't let the leg move. Sweep it back up, little break. How about it? Okay, you're going to come onto your toes on the back foot. We're going to spiral the arms down. Other side of that front foot, step back, high plank. Press back down dog. Think about how fabulous your day is going to be. Best day ever. Sweep the shoulders over the wrists. Right foot's going to come forward. Turn your left foot on an angle. Come all the way up. Great job. Bending into this knee. Getting a nice opening. A little bit on the inside of that quad. Try to press the outside of your back foot into the earth. Okay, now we're going to open the arms. Maybe take our feet a little further apart. Really powerful arms. This right arm comes forward, line it up with the right shoulder, sweep the left arm up. Maybe you drop down a little lower with that right shoulder. Take the hand, either rest it on your front leg or press it up against that leg, but don't let the leg move. Little inner thigh doing some work here. Strong and straight with the left arm. Okay, left arm goes to the back leg, sweep this arm up, little reprieve. Take your gaze, look up. Okay, let's take this arm now to the outside of that front leg. Left arm goes back up. You can bring it forward a little bit, but try not to let that left shoulder collapse. Activate by pressing this arm into that front leg. And slowly sweep that right arm back up. Take your gaze, look up at your hand. We're going to spiral the arms up on the toes on your back foot. Come on down, meet me in your high plank. Here we're going to lower down to our forearms into our low plank. You can put your knees down if you need to. So let's put the right knee down and let's come onto that right forearm facing the left side of the room. Sweep your left arm up. Elevate your top leg. Top leg is long and strong. Press that heel towards the back of your room. Activate muscle in the butt. Keep reaching as best you can for 3 more breaths. Maybe you elevate an inch. Tummy pulls in. Lower that foot back to both forearms. Right knee comes back off the floor. Hold it here and breathe. Up onto the hands. Down to the forearms. Left knee down, left forearm. Turn and face the right. Top leg lifts, get the legs straight. Press the heel to the back of the room. Keep your hips high. This should feel like a ton of work. Lifting the hips and really trying to press the heel to touch the back of your room is what's activating the muscle. And lower that leg. Both forearms back down. Elevate that left knee. Hold your low plank. Press away from the earth. Knees down. Open them up. Back to your child's pose. Oh, how wonderful. 5 big, huge breaths. You deserve it. Okay, come on back up. We're going to come onto our rear end and meet in a bridge position. So feet are hip width apart, legs are bent. C-curve your spine down as you come down. Slowly relax the head, tuck the shoulder blades under, chest is proud. Weight stays in the heels. Scoot those hips up. C-curve the spine back down, one vertebrae at a time. Till your cheeks are on the floor. C-curve it up. Moving very slowly here. Going up and down. It's all slow motion. Excuse me. So when you round down, you really suck in the belly, right? When you round up, the belly's pulling in. Okay, hold the hips up. You're just going to elevate that right foot 1 inch off the floor. Just hold it there. It's like an upside down bear. Working the lower body. Try to keep the hips even. That's your job. Put that heel back down. 1 inch up the left. Don't let your hips shift. Core is working to hold them steady. Both hips same height. Now, if we want to amp this up, we lift the arms up off the floor, wrists over shoulders, palms facing one another. Drop them back 6 inches. Keep the shoulders broad. Switch feet. Don't let that right knee open to the side. You got to keep it in line with the heel and hip. Switch. Okay, both feet down, toes up, baby steps walking out with your heels. So you're going to end up in a straighter leg, but not completely straight, because I want your butt off the floor. Once you've gone as far as you're going to go, because you feel those cheeks slightly touching the ground, hold it right there. So now I'm noticing a lot more muscle activation in the hamstrings. Feet are flexed, toes are up. Point your toes, press them down. They're not going to go all the way, and then bring them back up. Now, baby steps back. Lift the heel, don't slide it along the mat. Really tiny steps till you're right where you started. Now we're going to C-curve the spine back down, 1 vertebrae at a time. We're going to pull the legs into the chest, tucking into a small ball so you get a nice stretch. Breathe. Release the knees. Inhale, pull them in. Exhale, release. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, release. Open up the knees, grab 2 fingers around each of your big toes, pull your heels over your knees. Using your arms, bring your knees a little closer to the earth. Happy baby. We're so happy, all the hard work is done. Get to stretch a little. Maybe we add a little gentle rock side to side. Keep your lower back on the floor. Okay, bring the feet together. Legs are straight. Point your toes. Turn your toes out. Suck in your belly. Slow motion, we're taking the legs down. Now, you have a natural curve in your spine. So you're going to feel part of that natural curve not pressing into the earth. And that's okay. Okay, feet down. Bend your legs. So your feet are hip width apart. It's almost like you're going to go back into your bridge. All we're going to do is let the knees fall to the right side of our body. And let's take this left arm, open it out to the side. So you get a nice little stretch through the chest. Great job. Bring that back in. Knees come up. Let them fall down where they want to on the left side. It's not about forcing. Open out that right arm. Should feel really good. Okay. Both arms down. Your forearms are not on the floor, but the backs of your arms are. Just going to go left and right with the knees. Just kind of loosening everything up. Getting good blood flow back into the hips. Now bring the knees up, connect the bottoms of your feet, and just let the knees relax where they want to go. Again, part of that back is not pressing down into the floor because that's your natural curve. Just let it go where it wants to go. Three big, huge breaths, best you can, with as much air each time. Feel the rib cage rise, expand through the chest. Maybe you float the belly up as you're filling your belly with air. Call that a nice big belly breath. Great way to relieve stress. Try that again. Big belly breath. So you take the air all the way down. You feel your tummy puff up. You can hold it puffed up for a second or two, and then just let it go hard. Lots of ways to play this game. One more big puffy breath, and let it go. Bring those knees back together. Bring them into the body. Roll up onto your feet. Up onto the toes. We are all done. Back up standing. Sweep your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Hands back to heart. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for your power and your strength. Thanks for being with us. Hopefully I got you to work on time. I'm always worried about keeping you on schedule. How are you guys?
That feels good.
Good.
Awesome. Good.
Kirsten, here's burning yesterday.